Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of the Slow Run Cast. I'm your host, the Iraqi Baba, joined by my friend and co-host, Duran Luke, or as we prefer to call him here, Ditto Luke.
The Dittonator?
How's it going, man?
Just imagine Ditto turned into the Terminator.
We need the cover, the thumbnail for this episode to be the Ditto Pokemon Pokopia girl, but your face right there.
God.
Yeah. How's it going, man? You've been playing. It's been out for 2 days. You've been running.
It's the only thing I've been doing the last 2 days. I ripped Pokemon cards and I played Pokopia. I'm full degenerate.
All in on Pokopia, huh?
But yeah, I love this game. I love this game.
So you were right. We have to talk about the elephant in the room. You were right. You made a bold prediction at the start of the year on our predictions episode. You said Pokemon Pokopia is gonna be great. And you're not wrong, man. This is like, what is it, at 89 on Metacritic? The highest rated Pokemon game on Metacritic right now?
Yeah, that is insane.
Glowing reviews from this random freaking Pokemon Animal Crossing spinoff. Listen, man, you got me hyped. I'm really thinking about buying a copy right now.
Dude, it's sold out everywhere too.
Did you imagine? That's the only reason I was like, had reservations. I'm like, oh, I'm probably too late to the show. I gotta
honestly, if you want a physical copy, I will give you mine, and I will probably buy a digital copy. I think I'm gonna be keeping this game
forever. This is gonna be a forever.
Yeah,
game.
This is potentially a forever game, because it's, or at least until whenever Nintendo stops dropping like the
Updates.
Events. Yeah.
I heard there's an event here right now for 3 Pokemon that you can get accepted.
It starts, I think, on the 10th or something like that. Maybe it has started. I haven't gotten to that part yet. I'm surprised I didn't, but yeah, dude, there's so much to explore. It's crazy.
So how many hours do you think you've been?
So I picked it up at 7 a.m., 7:30 on Thursday. I didn't get much work done.
Okay.
And I played like throughout the night. I ended up sleeping at like 1, but I also did my whole routine and stuff like that. So a lot of hours have been put in. I'm pretty sure I'm at more hours than Resident Evil, and this is the second day. And
oh, geez. So, okay, explain. Is this Animal Crossing? Is this Minecraft? Is this Dragon Quest Builders? Because I'm hearing mixed things on the street.
It's everything. It's a mix of everything. It's very blocky, which is very Minecraft-like, and you can build like anything.
Okay.
Basically, which is what I understand very similar to like the Dragon Quest Builders. And this actually reminds me of an old Harvest Moon Wii game.
Okay.
Where you're just kind of dropped into this world, and like there's just blocks everywhere. Like it's your goal to just break everything and recreate everything. And it's just like so much fun, because it's not just a sandbox game. You explore, and then it becomes your sandbox in this like framed world.
Cool. Is there some type of multiplayer functionality for this?
There is.
Okay, and how exactly does that work?
I haven't tried it yet, but when I was watching the Treehouse event, apparently you guys kind of get dropped into this island, and you just can explore. You can create together. You can visit each other's islands, very similar to Animal Crossing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there is like certain multiplayer functions too, where if you visit that person's island and they have a Pokemon that is unlocked and you haven't, if you have certain items, you can actually like gift gift an item to that Pokemon, and then you can basically find your own copy that way.
Okay.
So if you have friends that have unlocked more Pokemon than you, or have found a specific Pokemon that you found, there's more ways to like actually get them to show up in your island than just finding them.
Okay, you're not battling these Pokemon, so what are you doing with them?
you are using them to create different materials, to unlock further habitats so that you can unlock more Pokemon. Certain Pokemon are needed to break things on the island that you haven't unlocked yet. So an example is you very early in the game you unlock Hitmonchan, which is that fighting Pokemon, and it teaches you Rock Smash. And then from there, because you've learned Rock Smash, you can start destroying like all these blocks in the world.
Okay.
Yeah, Squirtle teaches you Water Gun, so you can water everything in the world that's super dry in the air in the first area that you're dropped into. Yeah, there's just so many Pokemon. You need to catch, or you need to find them all, or find a lot more of them if you want to rebuild houses. And then like Scyther makes lumber for you, etc., etc. So there's uses for all these Pokemon.
But not every single Pokemon is in this game ever.
No, that would be insane.
Yeah, right.
So 1,000.
It's mostly based on their element, right? Like whatever their elements are would be what dictates.
Yeah, or whichever Pokemon that Nintendo or Game Freak decides to put in the game, essentially.
Are you finding evolved forms? Is it mostly base stuff?
No, there are evolved forms as well. I did find a Charmeleon. There's Magmar in there. I haven't found like a third like evolution tier yet, but I did find a legendary already.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so the legendaries do show up in this game.
Okay, that's nice. Man, I'm shocked. I never would have thought. I thought this was gonna be god awful when they announced it. I'm like, this isn't gonna be good. So, who is the developer on this? Because it's not Game Freak, is it?
No, it's I think Omega Force.
Omega Force. Yeah, you're right. And they develop.
They've developed
Tecmo, right? Dynasty Warriors.
I think they do that, but they took a lot of their notes from, I think, Dragon Quest Builders or something like that. The game that you had mentioned in the very beginning.
Give me a second.
Dragon Quest Builders.
Hello, you're on the podcast. What's up?
Okay, nothing. You said call me. I thought I called you back.
Call me in like an hour. Go, because you called me and I missed your call. Okay. No, yeah, we're good. We ate. Food took forever to come. Okay, bye-bye. Sorry.
Yeah, you broke your fast for Ramadan?
Yeah, but I ordered food because my wife was working night shift today. We didn't have a lot of leftovers, and then the food literally was like an hour late. And I feel so sorry for the Skip guy because he was like at the restaurant on time, and like I saw him sitting there for like 45 minutes. And then he like messaged me like they haven't brought the food out. Yeah. Sorry, Omega Force. I mean, they do a lot of games. Like, this must be a big studio because I'm reading here they're a division of Koei Tecmo, and they did all the Dynasty Warriors games, it looks like. Some Dynasty Warriors spin-offs. Samurai Warriors, of course. And you said they did Dragon Quest?
Yeah, I thought they had, or maybe it was the team that did
Dragon Quest Builders? I don't see it here. Fire Emblem Three Hopes, they did that as well. 22? Interesting. Yeah, Pokemon Pokopia, co-developed with Game Freak.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's crazy how this game is bumping. It's definitely one of the best Pokemon games I've ever touched.
Yeah, I mean, the critics seem to agree. Which is crazy.
Is it tied with Requiem? I was looking at the
Metacritic. Both 88.
Yeah, that's crazy that we got back-to-back like,
bangers, man. We're
bangers.
So, how many hours do you think you're in at this point? You have like you said the timeline, but what you think you're close to 15, 20?
Yeah, I'm at least 15, 20, I think. I've already unlocked the secondary areas. So the first area is more or less like complete story-wise, but there's still stuff that you can build and stuff like that. I heard there's like
terraforming biomes and stuff like that.
Yes, essentially, yeah. Each one of these areas, like The first area has a few things, like it's got a sea, it's got a cave, but then like the secondary areas are like a little bit more specific. So it's like a seaside town. Basically, they're set in the towns of Kanto. So some things happened in the original Kanto towns, and the whole story is that you as the Ditto is rebuilding it so you can find out where all the humans went. So it's a very interesting story. And apparently there is an actual answer. It's not just like one of these.
Apparently you roll credits on this game, I heard.
No.
Yeah, you do. Apparently you roll credits on this game.
No way.
Yes.
That's crazy.
There's more after the credits if you want to keep playing. But apparently there's like a half decent story and you roll credits. Like the whole Ditto thing, like.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil for you because maybe I looked into it more because I wasn't sure if I cared, but.
Yeah, there's ways that you can make the game a little bit quicker because there's build times, which is very similar to like a mobile-esque game where like this building takes like 30 minutes to make or a day to make. So you can roll the system time forward so that you can make it like instantaneous.
Listen, man, I was going to play Marathon. Well, yes. I don't know. The more you talk about this, I'm thinking I'm going to go get myself a copy.
Yeah, I mean, if you love like these cozy games like Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing most like similarly, you're going to love this game.
I don't think I love them, but I used to love them. Like, I haven't played one in a very long time. But like, I used to, like, back in the day, like, I love that shit. Just
if you have that bone in you, if you have that dog in you, it comes out like full force.
Nice.
Just because there's so much to explore. Like nothing is really locked out, like hard locked out, like right after the first level, essentially. Like there's always something that you can find. You can find stuff early. Like there's people that have figured out how to get a whole bunch of legendaries to join you from the first island. Or from the first area. Yes. Like once you get through like the tutorial, you collect half of the like abilities to unlock things, and you can literally start trying to farm these legendaries. So yeah, it's so creative in terms of what you can do. Like you can build houses from the materials that you find or material that you eventually learn how to craft. Okay. So you don't have to follow like they have these building like presets that you can build, but if you don't want to do that, you can build your own huge building if you want.
Sweet, that's exciting, man. We'll see. There's a lot of games that came out this week. I really want to play Planet Blanda. I want to play Scott Pilgrim EX, but
yeah,
it sounds really good.
My backup game is probably Slay the Spire 2.
Slay the Spire 2 dropped.
That's
on
an
Thursday.
early access, though.
It is, yeah.
So it's not the full release.
Yeah,
but anyways, review for this game, like music, great. Artwork, great. I love the design of Ditto when it transforms to like all these different Pokemon. Like if you transform to Squirtle, you get the turtle tail. Later on, I haven't unlocked it yet, but you can transform into like a Ditto Dragonite, a Ditto Lapras. It looks great. Nintendo knew this was going to be hot. They dropped 44 plushies of different Ditto Pokemon that you can buy on the Pokemon Center too.
Sold out,
so a lot of them are sold out, the bigger ones. Yeah, it's insane. The
did you get
background music?
Did you get your copy from the Pokemon Center? Because
I did. I did, and then my friend, I gave my copy to my friend because he wanted the Ditto and whatever, and I just ended up keeping my Walmart copy.
Okay.
So yeah, but like I said, I want to get this digital because I feel like if you're gonna be checking in every few days or whatever, then it's way better to have it digital so you can have another physical game key card that you can use.
Yeah.
Yeah, but reviews like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 for this game. Like,
what do you give it for based on what you played? What would you give it right now?
Ooh, right now I think it's slowed down a little bit, so I can see why like the score has dropped just a little bit. I still think it's like a 9 out of 10. I'm so glad I picked this up. It's a banger. Like, I love the music. I love the sound effects. Like, this is what a Pokemon game should be. Like, it's just fun through and through.
Crazy. You were right, man. You were right. Prediction of the year, dude. Goes to you.
Yeah,
Frick,
apparently 300 Pokemon? That's crazy.
300?
Yeah, there's 300 Pokemon in this.
That's a lot, actually. That's a lot more than I thought.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. I couldn't believe that this game, when we first saw it, it looked just so stupid.
It looked interesting to me, though. It was still like, oh, I'm like, this is a cool premise. I'm not sure if it's going to be Animal Crossing level. Right?
Mhm.
I was kind of, questioning if it was going to be successful. Well, I knew it would be successful because it's Pokemon, but I was questioning it would be like critically acclaimed.
Yeah, it must have sold so many copies. Like,
I agree. Yeah.
Crazy.
So that is Derwin's review of Pokemon Pokopia. Catch that, guys. It's only on the Nintendo Switch 2, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes,
It is not on
Nintendo
the
Switch 2 exclusive.
Yeah, not on the Switch one. Derwin, let's get into some news for this week, ending Friday, March 6th. Jason Schreier, man. Jason Schreier has been drip feeding us these stories every freaking week, just so maybe he can give us some content for this podcast. But every week is like, here you go. Here's a little bit more of this. Here's a little bit more of this. But according to him, PlayStation's strategy of releasing its single-player games on PC is stopping. So the claim is that Ghost of Yote and Soros will not be coming to PS5. Will not be coming from PC to PS5. All the porting stuff. Of course, this is straight from the big man, Jason Schreier from Bloomberg.
Yeah, this is the official report on Bloomberg. So I think last week we had mentioned it because there were some articles that came out from it, but this is the official report from him.
He hinted to it, last week. It looks like this is going to be the strategy for the big flagship single-player games. The multiplayer game situation is going to remain multi-platform. We just saw that with the release of Marathon. Marvel Tokon is multi-plat coming to PC. I believe Marathon's even on Xbox. But stuff like Soros, stuff like Wolverine coming out late this year, stuff that just came out like Ghost of Yote that doesn't have a PC port. According to this report, do not expect it to come to PC ever. And stuff that's like that Sony has a publishing deal for, like Death Stranding 2, Kena, Scars of Cosmora, those things will eventually release on PC. Stuff like Neo 3 that just came out recently. Those are things that you can still expect to come out on PC after maybe
Yeah. And it seems like those ones are even Kenna Bridge of Spirits is coming out to Switch 2 later this year. So it seems like those ones are still safe. That's still a lot of games if believe it or not. That's a lot. A lot
of their second party, first party publishing deals. But Derwin, what are your thoughts about this since we now have more solid word about it?
I'm torn on this. I like the fact that they are kind of doing a Nintendo move to protect their own future in the gaming industry, because we take a look at Xbox, right? They started releasing all these games everywhere, and it diluted their brand to the point that nobody wants to buy an Xbox.
Yeah, their numbers have plummeted. I'm not sure if it's directly related to the fact, because their numbers were already plummeting and their console wasn't selling before they went third party for everything. But that was because they were having a tough time releasing games. They only started releasing games in 23, 24, 25, but yeah.
Yeah, and then you also look at the numbers like we did 2 weeks ago or last week? And the numbers aren't there. So to me, it doesn't really make sense. If I was in Sony's shoes, I would probably be doing the same thing. These $20,000 or these 20,000 sales per big single player games aren't really doing anything for them.
You're alluding to the Steam concurrent peak concurrency for ports, for games like Last of Us Part 1, Last of Us Part 2, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn, Days Gone. We were finding not so interesting numbers per se.
Mm-hmm.
We could look into this again here just to refresh the audience. But like you were saying, I think it was only Stellar Blade that peaked over 100,000.
And technically, Stellar Blade is one of those games that would fall under the category of being released to other consoles.
Yes, and
Steam, right?
Yeah.
So again, besides that one outlier, do we care for these 20,000 sales? Like, that's nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see how much it costs them to port these games to PC, and how much revenue they're making based on sales. Because peak concurrency isn't everything, but there is a report also. I'm reading from gamesindustry.biz that is quoting Newzoo, which is an analyst, and they're saying that it's because of the release timing that they're losing audience share on PC. Because these games aren't coming day and date to PC, and they're choosing to release them 2 or 3 years after they're already out in the wild. Like if anyone really, really, really needed to play them, probably has a PS5 to play them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Venn diagram of people who really, really want to play these games, but also like really, really refuses to buy a PS5 is probably thinner, and that's what we're seeing here. But then the question is, like, instead of taking them off PC, why don't you put them day one on PC? Right?
It dilutes their brand.
Yeah.
Because then why would anybody buy a PS5?
Yeah, that's...
yeah, and especially at this point in the console cycle, it seems like if you are like a 1% gamer that has has both, right? Like a PS5 and a super powerful gaming PC. The PS5 is struggling in terms of some games. So the better option would to buy it on Steam and play it on Steam, right? And then at that point, then why not just have just a gaming PC?
I feel like that's still very rare. Very rare that there's a game on PlayStation 5, a big flagship game that's coming out a mess and runs really well on PC.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is because I think developers know that is an important market to release your game functioning on. The PS5. So
yeah, I mean, it just seems like, well, an example is RE9. Apparently, it runs way better on the Pro.
But it
right?
runs. I just finished playing it on the PS5, the base one.
It still runs fine.
It ran perfectly fine. Yeah.
But if you're on like that 1%, you are chasing like, the frame rates, the full ray tracing effect. Like money is not an object for you when it comes to those, right? But yeah. I don't know. The other part of this story is another news story too.
Our second news story. Yeah.
So we'll get to it. Xbox Project Helix. It's finally been announced. I'm very surprised that Asha Sharma decided to pull the trigger on this and release like the news behind their next gaming console, which is supposed to be a hybrid. That's kind of the name.
It's a confirmation of the hybrid because we heard a lot of rumors about the hybrid. Sarah Bond kind of alluded to it. Now we know it's real.
Yes. So I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but if this is true and you can actually play your PC games on an Xbox, it makes more and more sense for Sony to remove those games from Steam going forward.
So I guess I want to just tell the audience that you are alluding to a 7-second video that Asha Sharma dropped, which literally says Project Helix, and it's confirmation of that's the code name of the next Xbox console. And she said Project Helix will lead in performance and play your Xbox and PC games.
Mm-hmm.
So does Sony want their games being played on an Xbox console? That is a good point. That is competition. I can buy an Xbox new console that functions as a PC, and I can play Sony's first-party games on it.
Yep.
That is...
So I totally understand where Sony's coming from. It's exactly like Nintendo's strategy. They're not going to release these games to anything else other than the Switch, their own hardware, right?
It seems after all this conversation that we've had for the last 5 years, exclusivity is still king. And the only problem it has is the inflating development costs. That's the only thing that's causing these developers and these publishers to think otherwise and think about putting their games elsewhere. Because of the rising development costs, the exclusivity of it is not paying off for how expensive it is, so they're thinking about putting it everywhere. But I think I agree with you. It dilutes the brand, you know.
So the console wars are still alive.
Still on. Okay, I have a question for you. Do you think Sony is going to delist the games that they already have on PC?
I don't think so.
So you think those will be playable on an Xbox console?
I think at this point, like those games are kind of old. So if you would have played it, you would have played it already, right? Like,
okay. So my second question for you is: with this announcement that Project Helix is happening, and we are getting the Xbox console that was rumored by Moore's Law several months ago that Sarabon was alluding to, what do you make of all the talk Asha Sharma was bringing up a week ago about how they're returning to console to form? It doesn't seem like the strategy has changed based on this announcement.
To me, I don't think it's changed at all. I think she needed to make some waves that she is actually leading the company in some sort of fashion and decided to drop this news. I don't think the direction was too set in stone. There's too much money put into it for them to just change their mind.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there was all the talk on the street, maybe we're not going to get this expensive, $1,500 special super powerful PC Xbox hybrid. Maybe we're going to return to form and actually get a proper Xbox home console. Maybe we're going to get our exclusives back. Like, that was all the chit chat on the street. But this doesn't outrule the exclusivity thing going back to Xbox. But for sure, it seems like this PC Xbox hybrid, I don't know if it's going to be an affordable thing or if it's going to be,
I don't know. I really doubt it's going to be affordable. But like, the thing is, if they decide to make something even more high end, look at the Valve Steam machine. People are like saying that it's going to be very, very expensive. So if you want even more performance, maybe in not such a small form factor to save money, like, it's still going to cost so much money per console.
I can't see this thing being cheap, this Xbox.
Yeah. Like, let's be real here. RAM is so hard to find. Storage is getting more expensive. Like, they're not going to be magically able to produce these units, like, nonstop. Like, if we look at Apple's release this year, or just this week, like the MacBook Neo, 17E, all of these products are like budget products.
Yeah, big time.
They're using a mobile chip on a laptop because the RAM is built onto the chip.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Right?
I saw that. I'm like, wow, we're getting into some desperate times here.
Except for it's so good for the consumer. You look at the pricing on it, I would much rather buy this full aluminum chassis with like super fast RAM and performance, decent RAM and performance. Let's be real, 8 gigs, whatever. Over a Chromebook? A Chromebook is like $300 something, $400, and they're like pieces of garbage.
Okay, I do want to ask you then, because there has been rumors about these consoles being delayed, this and the PS6 to whatever, 2029. We got some news about the Steam Machine, actually. Some news dropped late today. I didn't even have it in the news, the show notes. Steam released an update about, their 2025, what did they title it? And then
their 2025 like recap or something like
that. And then they apparently changed some wording. They re-updated it, but because they said,
initially it was, we are like hoping.
We hope to ship in 2026. This is with regards to their 3 new pieces of hardware: the Steam Machine, the Steam Frame, and the controller. And then they said memory and storage shortages have created challenges for us. But then they proceeded to update it, and they said, quote, "We will be shipping all 3 products this year." Do you still think this thing comes out? Because Mr. Predictions over here predicted it wasn't going to come out this year.
I said that would be delayed, right? Or was it?
I think you said it wasn't coming out this year.
I don't know. Like, they updated it to say that it is, so I'm inclined to believe them. But knowing how rough it is out there, I don't know.
I think this thing is out of the first half of 2026.
For sure. Like, we are, a month away?
Yeah.
And we finally get this update saying that we are we will ship in 2026.
Q1?
It was Q1, and Q1 ends next month. I wouldn't be putting this post there unless, like, if I was updating, I'd be like, we are going to be releasing whatever if this was supposed to be coming out Q1, right?
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I very, very suspect this thing is going to be delayed to very, very late in the year if it ever comes out.
Is the Steam Deck able to be purchased right now?
I saw a restock of Steam Deck OLED in the United States. That's what I saw. Like,
it's out of stock here in I think Canada. I think this is the Canadian site. I'm logged into my Steam on my account, so it says out of stock. So
crazy stuff. Time will tell. Time will tell. Derwin, let's move along. We got an update from the Highguard devs, and the news that we were always thinking was going to happen, we were waiting for since Jeff Keighley announced this thing, closed out the Game Awards with this thing.
He was right.
3 months ago.
John Hammond.
Yeah, it's gone. It's done, folks.
Yeah.
Highguard has died. It hasn't died yet. It will be shutting down officially March 12. The developer basically has said they are not making enough revenue to keep anyone employed to work on it. I think their concurrent player count has dropped to below 1,000 for some time now.
I think I saw like 100 and something at one point. Let me quickly look at SteamDB because I'm just on there right now. Yeah. There's 436 in game.
I think that might have gone up ever since the announcement that this thing was shutting down, to be honest with you. I think there's people just hopping on this to see what's up. But, I mean, there's some daytime lows where it's like literally like 135, 137. I mean, I kind of got off this game a couple of weeks after it came out just because I generally move on from multiplayer games. But it's done, man. What a story. We've talked a lot about this. I don't think there's anything else to say. 6 weeks since it came out. 3 months since Jeff Keighley closed out the Game Awards with it. And it's done. Apparently, there's only 20 people working there anyway. We found out about the whole Tencent pulling funding for it, the big layoffs that happened.
Yeah, I think once Tencent pulled their funding, it was purely on what revenue could come in based on like the people paying for stuff, and at that point, like they weren't making any money.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a final update, March. March 4th. It actually dropped, and they added a whole bunch of things that I honestly thought should have been there day one, like progression, an additional warden, and new weapons.
The repeater,
and then they also
base breaker.
Yeah, and I guess like they did that game mode that you said last week where you didn't have to do the looting, right?
Yeah, that was like that. Yeah, that was last week. And then there's a skill tree now too. They did a skill tree as well. It's crazy. They just did this big update right now, a week before they're going to shut it down.
Yeah, this was probably what was in their like next season pass.
Yeah,
or even like whatever they had built for the year or something, and they must have just taken a look at what was available and was like, okay, well, this is all ready to ship, so let's just ship it and see what happens. And I mean, I don't know. I didn't think it was terrible. It wasn't the worst game I ever played, but it just doesn't have what it takes.
It didn't have the sauce, man. It didn't have the sauce in this games as a service climate where everybody plays the one forever game. And it's very hard to pull a forever game player off his forever game to get him to play another forever game. It is a tough market you compete when you're trying to pull these people out. When you're trying to pull out, Fortnite lifers and Overwatch lifers and Apex lifers and all this kind of, and COD lifers are trying to get them to play your new multiplayer game and try to become a lifer on it so you can sustain the free-to-play model. It's tough. It's tough, man.
Yeah. Leading to a question I have for you. Do you think Marathon is going to share the same fate?
Well, wait and see. To be honest with you, that server slam on the weekend, I really wanted to play more of that server slam so I could really get a good idea about what the game was and decide if I wanted to actually pick it up, because I haven't picked it up yet. The idea was like 5 days, really good server slam. That would have been the thing that would have created the hype for it. Same way we had, the big 2 open week betas for Battlefield 6. And then it was all the, all the talk of the town for the month leading up to it coming out. I was really hoping we would find out more about Marathon, but it doesn't seem like it's garnered that much attention.
Yeah.
I think it's well, we've been on Steam DB all episodes, so we could check
I
it out.
actually have it up. So right now it is at 76,000 concurrent, or 78,000 concurrent. 24-hour peak was 84. All-time peak yesterday was 88. So it seems like it's like pretty solid.
That's a solid number, but again, that's not a game changing.
Yeah,
number.
it's not the craziest. I mean, this probably doesn't include PS5.
Of course, and Xbox, yeah.
Yeah, and Xbox. But there are some things that people have been concerned about for this game. A lot of your progression is basically restarted every single season, which is, I think, typical for a looter shooter, right?
Well, you're thinking extraction shooter.
Or is extraction shooters?
I mean, I think our creators, there's a function where you can choose to wipe. They don't force wipe.
Mm-hmm.
You could choose to wipe your progression in our creators, but
yeah, it's going to be very tough. Like, for a casual, I think, for this game, because we already talked about how bad the menus were. What is it? One of the devs basically came out and said, like we'll tweak the menus, but like this menu system has the sauce. And I was like, oh, okay. And then if your progression is reset so often, I don't know, man. Like, as someone just hopping on, I'd be like, what is going on?
I mean, they're pretty forward facing about people were bringing up stuff in the server slam, and they said, yes, we will address, yes, we'll look into it. So that's good. They're taking the
feedback.
The feedback. And so, I don't know. This number is like, I mean, this is not even higher than Concord's peak concurrent player. You know that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. This is not higher than yeah, I don't know. I don't like, this is the number that it's higher than what COD and Battlefield 6 are sitting at. So like, there's a thing, right? Not everything can sustain an Arc Raiders. Like, Arc Raiders right now is still sitting at like 200,000 peak 24 hours, which is insane. And it's months later. I mean, I wonder what Helldivers, because Helldivers was another one that was able to sustain its player base for a long time. That one still sits at 63, which is like impressive. 1,000.
Yeah,
it came out 2 years ago, Derwin.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So,
and their peak 2 years ago was 450,000.
Yeah.
Holy.
I don't know about I don't know about Marathon Concord. I don't know if it's going to. I think it's not going to pick up any more attention than it has. If it can sustain, something in the 20, 30, 40,000s, it'll be okay for a long time. But I mean, I don't think it's going to be a Arc Raiders or anything.
Yeah. But it's also not going to be a Concord, which is a win for Sony.
I mean, what's Escape from Tarkov? Escape from Tarkov is one of the biggest extraction shooters. You know what I mean? It's at 17,000, right? So, I mean, that's not like what is what's the freaking really dark one? The one that freaking Post Malone likes?
Oh, Hunt Showdown.
The Hunt Showdown is at like 10,000.
10,000.
I think if you're sitting there at like the 10, 20s, 30s, I mean, I've played a lot of multiplayer games, dude, that they have a very healthy community. It is a small community. It's on Reddit. People talk. People play. You know, the dev maybe is not supporting it as much as they were in the beginning, but, you know, people play it and it's alive. Like, Chivalry 2, 26,000. And it's been at like that 2,000. It's been at like that 2,600 for like years now. And it only ever peaked to 16. I love Chivalry 2. One of my favorite games of this console generation. So like, I mean, even though it's like a PC game. No. Mordhau, another one with a crazy community. It only has 890 in there right now. So I don't think it's absolutely necessary. It just depends on what type of effort you want to put into it. Yeah. Since you jumped to Marathon, I want to bring up 2 news stories.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the artist whose work was used in Marathon without her permission has been credited as a visual design consultant on Marathon.
Okay, she deserves that.
So we recently, and I don't know about recently. Like, what was that? A month or 2 months ago or 3?
It was more than that.
Basically said, she said that the issue had been resolved to her satisfaction. You know, because for those who don't know, basically some like still images in Marathon, or there was some like decals on something like that were literally copy and paste from this freelance artist's work, right? And they put it in the game. She basically blew the whistle, plagiarism. You know, the devs, Bungie, looked into it. They said, she's right. This was from an old person that used to work here, doesn't work here anymore. They basically took all that stuff down, revamped the art style a little bit, and then they had a conversation with her. And yeah, that is when she said it was resolved to her satisfaction. We didn't know the details at the time, but maybe this is one of the details. She's literally on the credits now. Yeah.
Solid.
Cool stuff, man. The other thing, too, we were just talking about the concurrent player count of Marathon, and you brought up Slay the Spire 2. But the Slay the Spire 2 made a joke, okay? The devs made a joke, and it's kind of like become tongue-in-cheek now, because they said, congratulations to Marathon team on their launch. Don't let small indie passion projects like this pass you by just because Slay the Spire 2 is out. So they were like, as a joke, talking shit about Marathon. Oh, all I did was this. So they were, as a joke, talking shit about Marathon, but with the idea that they're the indie and Marathon's actually the big game. Both games come out, and Slay the Spire 2 actually has a bigger concurrent player count than Marathon. So they're
Slay the Spire 2 is a huge cult following, though. Like,
yeah. So they're like, oh, sorry, we were just joking. We didn't really mean it. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I want to shift this back to the news, but we got some news about a potential new game from Sony Santa Monica, which is in the God of War franchise or God of War universe, but not a God of War game. This came from someone published something on their LinkedIn, basically saying that they were working on it. But this confirms like Jason Schreier's suggestion that there is, Marvel Cinematic Universe of God of War being looked into. Yeah, it was a LinkedIn profile of a former writer. Basically, they said they worked at Sony Santa Monica for 5 years, and they basically worked on this like God of War game. And then we got some leaks from some big insiders, specifically Nate the Hate, and they're saying this is gonna be a Faye game. Even though Faye is in the God of War.
Yes, that is Kratos' wife.
His second wife, yeah. Who makes small appearances in God of War Ragnarok. During your thoughts.
Creator of God of War must hate this game. Yeah. I'm honestly for it. I mean, I do find that Sony is getting a little bit out of hand with their like female protagonists. It's a little bit like a little bit too much at this point.
It's the Stellar Blade protagonist.
Like, we got Stellar Blade, we got Aloy, we got
Bro, just give us a New Horizon. It's okay that we have a female protagonist in the hero. What are you talking about, bro?
No, but like I don't know. It's just I'm for it as long as the gameplay is good, the narrative is good, and it's just not like Sons of Sparta.
Yeah. See, I don't care. The thing is, I don't think that character is like really that interesting. She's Kratos' wife. You barely see her. She's Atreus' mother. She's dead before the, God of War 2018 starts.
Would you have preferred to see an Atreus game or a Faye game?
Not really. I just want another Kratos game. I'm sorry. Do a different Kratos universe. He goes to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
Kratos is just too strong and too cool of a character, and you have literally created the entire God of War universe around him and around him beating the hell out of other people, that there is literally no one his equal that's interesting enough to play. Atreus is an annoying, whiny little teenager, okay? And we saw Faye for 2 seconds. They tried to do this young Kratos and, Sons of Sparta. I'd rather have a Baldur game, bro.
But, in the Ragnarok lore, she and Thor fought, and it was some epic battle, so it's not like she's not trained.
One of the leakers here says that it is going to be more action-like, so more Devil May Cry than it is...
I heard it was supposed to be more like, Bayonetta and stuff like that. I don't know, man.
Listen,
I do...
If Cory Barlog's behind it, I'll trust it. Okay? So let him cook. Let him do it.
Yeah.
Do you think
I'm sure the story's going to be great, Do
you think this is the thing that what's his name, voice actor for Kratos?
Christopher Judge.
Do you think this is the thing that he accidentally spilled the beans on a couple weeks ago?
Maybe, because he could voice act in that, right?
Yeah.
Like it might not be a hujust part, but something.
Yeah, we'll see. Time will tell. Maybe this summer, like he said, if this is what it is.
Yeah,
So
Kratos needs to make a return.
I don't know, man. That's what happens. I feel like the franchise is already almost stagnated the same way it did the first time.
Mm-hmm. And we were only 2 games in.
I still wish we got a trilogy for the Norse mythology. I think, I know they kept saying, oh, we don't want to do a trilogy because then our games will be 10 years apart, which I understand, but at the same time, every game is 10 years apart. This is the world we live in. We're fine. Plus, people playing your single-player games, we're all adults. We're all old heads, dude. Time is flying. 10 years doesn't mean anything to us anymore. It's not like we're little kids waiting for, It's not like I'm 5 waiting for the next God of War, waiting for the God of War trilogy to conclude, and I'm going to be 15 by the time it does. It's A-okay. The difference between 30 and 35 means nothing to me.
That's true.
Derwin, let us move along. We got some updates from the Assassin's Creed franchise, including confirmation that Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is real. It is a real title. They showed us an image. I mean, everybody knew it was real, but this is Ubisoft officially confirming it's real.
Yeah, cool story, man.
Yeah. They're saying Assassin's Creed Hex is coming along. It is being worked on by Ubisoft Montreal. This is the one where the lead actually recently left. There was another one that is codenamed Invictus, which I haven't heard of before, but apparently it is a multiplayer game of some sorts. And lastly, confirmation that codename Jade is still alive and they will have co-op gameplay in it. This is the mobile game, which I actually thought came out already, codename Jade. This was one of the ones that was announced years ago. They had a whole big Assassin's Creed showcase from Ubisoft. This must have been 2021. They showed off Assassin's Creed Mirage. They showed off Assassin's Creed codename Red at the time, or Scarlet, which ended up being Assassin's Creed Shadows. They showed off Assassin's Creed, this codename Jade, and they showed off Hex. Just a little sneak peek of Hex. So, I'm surprised Jade hasn't been out yet.
Yeah. They also did an update to Unity, right?
Yeah, 60 frame per second patch this week, but I could have freaking sworn it already had one. which is interesting. I guess not.
I think that might have been for a different game.
I think I'm thinking about what happened was when the PS5 came out, one of them couldn't run on the PS5. Like the PS4 version was a mess. I think it was Syndicate, because I actually played it. Like I tried it on the PS5 and it was like the lighting was all messed up. So I think I'm mixing up the fact that Unity ran good on the PS5 and Syndicate didn't. But yeah, the patches, they gave Odyssey a patch first at 60 frames per second, then at Origin, so now I think it's Unity. I don't know about Syndicate if it has one.
I think Syndicate did. I think we covered that. I'm pretty sure.
I remember. I'm kind of surprised these guys are actually patching these older games. Like Assassin's Creed Unity is an 11-year-old game. No, it's older than that, wasn't it? I think it's... Frick, Syndicate is an 11-year-old game. Unity's even older. I think it's 2014, which is crazy that I say 2014 and I say that old. Derwin, word on the street is the Trump administration is debating on whether to allow Tencent to keep its game company investments in the United States. They may force them to divest over quote-unquote security concerns. I think this is like another one of those, they have the data, but we're the ones who want to have the data. Not them.
Yeah,
like,
but have you...
TikTok things.
Yeah, but have you seen the update for TikTok? Like, it essentially hasn't changed.
It wouldn't. I think it's just, it was just, we want to be the one in control, not potentially the Chinese government.
But ByteDance is still getting all the data from TikTok. It's just basically owned, and all the profits are getting moved into, his allies' pockets. So
well, there's actually another reason that's political. I don't want to go too much into it.
Yeah. We'll end it there. I mean, like Tencent is in everything. Of course, like everybody wants a piece of that pie.
They called them it's a blacklisted company because they believe they're linked to the Chinese military. That's what they said. Anyway, this hasn't gone through. Trump is due to meet Xi Jinping next month. So, I don't know. Whatever. We'll find out some more. I mean, also, apparently, listen, I do, because I am very interested in geopolitics as much as I am interested in video games. And I do want to go down it, but I don't want to have scope creep. But apparently some of the Gulf countries are literally thinking about de-investing, especially Saudi Arabia. They're thinking about not divesting from some of the things they've invested in, some of the companies, including this Paramount purchase of Warner Brothers, because Saudi Arabia apparently is fronting, and we didn't know this at the time. I only found this out recently. They're fronting about $20 billion of it.
Wow.
Yeah, the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund. But because of the war that's happening right now in the Gulf region, they're thinking about pulling out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Other things to spend money on.
Yeah, freaking surface-to-air defense missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is one I really like. We're sticking politics. We're sticking Donald Trump. But this one I really like, this news story. Nintendo is suing the United States government over the tariffs. Let's go,
Nintendo. We knew you were the one.
Anybody, bro.
Yes, anybody.
And I hope they freaking win. Nintendo wins these, bro. Nintendo wins these. Come on, man. Do it for us. Oh, man.
Dude, like Nintendo does not discriminate. 5-year-old that drew Pikachu and released it on the internet, they'll sue you.
The president of the United States will sue you.
Yeah. Some guy, what is it? That Japanese guy that modded like controllers or something. We'll sue you.
We'll sue you.
Anybody. These hands are for everyone.
I'm reading from Insider Gaming, Robert D. Leach. In the complaint, Nintendo's legal counsel says the gaming company has standing to sue because it imports goods that were subject to IEEPA duties. Therefore, they are seeking a refund with interest on the tariffs they paid. However, a specific amount was not stated. Alternatively, they would want to enter a money judgment for the amount. They're also asking for reasonable attorney fees. The complaint was filed at the U.S. Court of International Trade. And it claims that since February 2025, the Trump administration has posed unlawful tariffs, leading to the collection of over $200 billion in tariffs and imports for nearly all countries, which is wild. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this. I think this won't get solved until after Trump's presidency.
After his term's over, because lawsuits take forever.
If his term ever ends, dictators stay forever.
Mm-hmm.
Derwin, we got some game updates this week. We had a small Nintendo Indie World Presents, which highlighted 18 games. Did you watch this? It was about like 15 minutes long.
No, I skipped this. I assumed you would watch it.
I did watch it. So I'm just going to go quickly through some release date updates for you guys. There's a game called Densha Attack. Have you seen this one where you're like a train?
Yes. Yeah, that was showed up on the Video Game Awards.
Yes, this is coming out June 17, and there's a demo out now on the Switch too. So, cool stuff. Game called My Little Puppy on the 29th of May. Evo 2, which is like a cooperative like physics geometry game, coming out summer 2026. Moonlighter 2 The Endless Vault coming to Switch 2 in 2026. Udo coming summer 2026. Mini Shoot Adventures out today. Excellent game. The Midnight Walk, which is I believe a Sony exclusive from last year. That's the one that had the PSVR 2 support. Coming out the 26th of March on the Switch 2. We have Rotwood, which is out today. That's from the developer of Don't Starve. So I might want to check that one out. Mixtape. This is one that's been really anticipated. Have you seen Mixtape? The one where there's like a bunch of teenagers and they're like skateboarding. It's from the developer of like that game too. The Artful Escape. I believe it's that. Anyway, March 26th for that one. Or sorry, May 7th for that one. So people have been waiting for that one. Blighted, fall 2026. This looks like a top-down roguelike. Dead Zone Rogue, 17th of March. This is a first-person roguelike. Grave Seasons. Unrailed, back on track. Coming out August. Demo out today. Toem 2 coming out in the summer. Inconbini, April 30th. Outbound, April 23rd with a demo out today. Ratatan, which is from the developer of Patapon, the original dev of Patapon. This has been out on early access on Steam, but now it has an official like 1.0 release date, and it's coming to Switch 2, July 16th for that one. And Blue Prince has come out for the Nintendo Switch 2.
Ooh, finally.
Yep, and it is out when this came out, so March 3rd. So you can play Blue Prince on your Switch 2 now, folks. Excellent game, Blue Prince. I loved it. I know you were a little bit more apprehensive.
Mm-hmm. It's okay, play Pokopia.
We also had a Capcom like showcase thingy, which I don't know the point of it, to be honest with you. I never know the point of these Capcock. I never know the point of these Capcock things, but yeah, they wanted to have one. I think the only thing worth mentioning is Pragmata.
Yes.
Has had a release date change, and this time it is not a delay. They have moved the release date up by 1 week. It is coming out April 17 now. No longer coming out April 24th.
Yes.
That's
this game looks pretty good. I'm hyped for it even more after Requiem.
I am so hyped after Capcom is cooking. So this I like this too because there's a little bit more wiggle room between it and the release of Soros.
Yeah. Like this is my game that I'm definitely picking up next.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Derwin, Nacon did end up delaying their showcase after filing for insolvency. We talked about this a little bit last week, so no need to go over exactly what happened with them economically, but they did have a showcase scheduled for this Thursday, and they have since delayed it. They're still working. They're still functioning. They're trying to work around it. The world's not crashing down. They still have some games coming out this year, so
yep.
Best of luck
it's delayed till May, right?
The showcase?
Yeah, I think it was May 7th or something like
right.
that.
Delayed until May. Derwin, we're going to have a special episode after this one. A separate episode.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to announce this.
Talking everything Resident Evil. But you've played Resident Evil Requiem. I've played Resident Evil Requiem. We both freaking love it. And everybody else apparently does as well. Because it is the best selling game in the series. Or at least for launch. Their biggest launch. 5 million sales.
In 5 days.
In 5 days. This is outsold all other previous entries. Some big entries from back in the day include like 6, which sold 4.9 million by 5 months after release. Resident Evil 7 shipped 3 million units after its release, in the weeks after its release. But this is the fastest selling. Resident Evil 5 actually was the fastest selling at the time, and it did not surpass 5 million sales until its second month. So, Capcom's having a good time. This game is like sitting at 88 on Metacritic right now. It is the highest rated user score on Metacritic right now of any game, which is wild. 334,000 concurrent players on its launch week on Steam, breaking a Resident Evil series record. So, and I think me and you will both agree, rightfully so.
For sure.
Yeah, man, Resident Evil Requiem, man, what a ride that was. What a ride. We'll talk more in a bit. Derwin, there's this news story that broke from gamesindustry.biz talking about a new VR publisher that has launched to help devs innovate and survive until VR's true breakout moment arrives. The founder says although the era of massive investments is over, with Meta's refocus to mobile, could eventually benefit the studios in the long term. So a different outlook on the VR gaming landscape, because we've been talking about this a lot. The PSVR 2 released to basically be abandoned, dead in the wild. No games coming out for it. The Meta Quest 3.
Don't get me started on my Quest 3.
Yeah, this is the second time yours freaking croaks.
Yeah, mine's dead. I've given up on it. Like, I was playing some stupid like boxing VR game just to get like my fitness in. Put it down, came back like a day later, tried to boot it up, black screen.
Just toast.
Reset, tried to reinstall software, like dead. I don't even want to bother RMAing it because I literally just dealt with the controller dying.
This is the second time you had a problem with this freaking stupid.
Yeah, like the odd time I use it, I just want it to work. Like, why is it the software on there is complete trash? Yeah, they did. I have the big bad one. Yeah, so what's super annoying is that they have an update that is supposed to focus the Quest more like desktop. Like it was gonna have a better virtual keyboard and stuff like that. I mean, I would love to try it if my Quest isn't broken.
Can you get this fixed or no?
I'm not gonna even bother. Like I think my warranty is like just about over on it. Like I don't know. It's not worth it.
Yeah, man. My PSVR 2 is collecting dust. It seems like a long time ago that thing came out. I was really hyped for it in 22, 23 came out. Played with it a bit. And then like just crickets everywhere. They did the dongle for the PC and that was it. Hardly any games coming out for it anymore. Interesting stuff with the VR too. But I don't know. We'll see what this frame has to offer.
Yeah. I think Steam is the one that will fix or solve this VR stuff. Like, it seems like they're the most. Yeah, they seem like they release these products and it just works. Like the Steam Deck sparked the handheld. Like basically the only other ones to do it were like Switch to begin, right?
Yeah.
Switch and then Steam Deck, just big like innovations in handheld. So hopefully they can do the same for VR.
We'll see. We will see. Derwin, you know what is not working either? Or it's going to stop working? Last news story for the week. Netflix is disappearing from the PlayStation 3 platform tomorrow. Well, actually,
who's using their PS3 still?
Well, the Netflix app on the PS3 no longer works. I'm sorry, folks. They took it off. And people were complaining because this is... They're like, the biggest concern among retro fans is this was the sole remaining ways to consume 4:3 content on Netflix. Like the aspect ratio of the old CRT TVs. Those seek a blast from the past could plug their PS3 into a CRT TV and go wild streaming content from the old days. You can't watch any of the old movies in the original aspect ratio that they were filmed for. Tough
okay.
All right. that was our show for this week, folks. If you enjoyed what you listened to, leave us a like, comment, share with your friends, ring the bell so you get a notification every time the new episode drops. This is this is us saying sign off and go play Pokemon Pokopia. And if you are interested, we are going to record our Resident Evil Requiem review plus spoiler cast at the end right after this. So
yes.
Join us there.
So play Requiem first, so you can listen to our spoiler cast, and then go play Pokopia, because or you interlace them, because you play a little bit of Ashley, you get scared out of your mind, and then you play some Pokopia. Or maybe if you're bored of no combat in Pokopia, you jump in and play as Leon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the way to balance it out.
It's basically Barbenheimer all over again, people.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We're out.